bingit. Ay, unsa man ni? Hindi naman na. Sabi ko, unsa ni akong cellphone eh? Ah, oh,
Hello, good evening po sa lahat, no? Good evening, good morning. Today is Friday, it's another weekend, no? And uh, parang ang bilis ng isang linggo, no? Parang ang bilis, no? It was just very recent na naging December 1. Then right now, we're already on weekend. Next week will be the second week of December. And 2 more weeks to go. Then tapos na. Tapos na ang 2020. No? But we still have some things to, I mean, you know what? Some things needs to get done. So, alam ko po, lahat po tayo medyo busy talaga. Marami pong mga site tours, marami pong mga PKS na nag-attend po tayo. Tapos tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung mga recruitment natin. In fact, bukas meron po tayong recruitment. But as I always said, no, in all of our seminars is that we are going to make use of the remaining number of days netong December. Kasi whatever things that we can gather this month, yun ay bit natin pagpasok ng 2021. And we want to have a head start sa 2021. Okay? So today is a holiday here in Cebu. I don't know in your place. And next week also, there is also another national holiday that would be I think that's already been announced. No, that's December 8th. That's a national holiday already, non-working, special non-working holiday. Now, Friday once again, and ito po ay pagpapatuloy dun sa series natin na Courageous Leadership. At tonight, ang pag-uusapan natin ay ang leader bilang isang coach. Now, bibigyan ko po muna kayo ng perspective. Lahat po ng ginagawa po natin, lahat ng activities natin sa araw-araw, ito po ay governed by leadership. Pag meron po tayong site tour, may nagli-lead. Pag meron po tayong schedule na PKS, may nagli-lead. Pag meron pong mga inquiries, ang mga downlines natin, may mga uplines na nagli-lead din. In short, in all aspect of our activity on a day-to-day basis, we are practically looking at leadership as a whole. Hindi natin pwedeng i-separate or sabihin natin na tanggalin ang leadership role in our journey towards success. In fact, leadership is essential. Pag sinabi natin kaibigan na essential, ibig sabihin ito po ay importante. Leadership is essential on your journey towards success. Without such, it is totally impossible for each and every one of us na umangat po sa ladder of success. Kaya po, tayo dito sa DPPI ay naglaan talaga tayo ng oras para tingnan natin kung ano ang nararapat na gampanan na role bilang isang leader. Kasi kailangan talaga siya dito sa negosyo natin. On the other hand, we are a business of people. We are a team composed of people. In short, when there are people involved, it only means one thing, that leadership will always be counted upon. So hindi po natin masasabi na hindi ko po kayang maging leader at hindi po ako isang leader. Hindi talaga natin masasabi. Because part na po yun ng magiging role natin. In short, kaakibat na po yun. And I would like to share this to you. Ang leadership po ay hindi po siya inborn talent. But rather, leadership is a learned, is a learned skill or a learned gift. In short, bawat isa sa atin dito can learn leadership. It may be on a different, sorry, it may be on a different level, on a certain degrees, but the bottom line is that bawat isa po sa atin ay kaya pong aralin ang leadership. Okay? So journey po yan. No, journey po yan. By the time na ikaw, meron ka kahit isang downline, you are already, dahil nag-recruit ka ng tao, kahit isa ho, you are already elevated to the leadership position. And when you are elevated to the leadership position, it only means one thing. You already have responsibility over the person na binitbit mo dito sa organization natin. And that responsibility is all about leadership. Gaya ng ikaw at ako nagiging nanay at tatay. By the time that you became parents or we became parents, we are already elevated to the leadership position. We are elevated to such position because mayroon na po tayong pamilya na inilid, may anak na tayong inilid. In short, every one of us, lahat po tayo, meron pong leadership role. So, ngayon pa lang, gusto kong tanggalin niyo po sa isipan yan na kadalasan ang sinasabi kasi natin, ay siya lang kasi siya yung leader. No, you are a leader. You being part of this company and this organization, you are called for leadership. Every one of us dito sa organization is called for leadership. May kanya-kanya po tayong role. May iba-ibang estilo ang leadership. But the principle behind the leadership remains the same.
Thank you.
Remains the same. Okay? The principles, magkakaiba yung mga estilo, mga approaches, but the principle of leadership remains the same. Now, bago tayo magpapatuloy, further sa discussion po natin, if you have headset with you, I would suggest that you get a headset. You know why? Because by using a headset, you are going to exactly focus your attention on the topic. Kasi if you're not using a headset, marami po kasi kayong naririnig sa paligid eh. And those things, actually, those sounds will somehow distract your concentration. So I would suggest you use a headset. No, that is for better audio experience. No, use your headset. Okay, para nakafocus. So, no, ako I always use headset when I attend seminars because yung sound po ay buong-buo siya at naiintindihan natin. Okay, so. If you have still anybody that you wanted to bring in here, inform them, notify them, no, para po makapag-join din naman sila. Okay? So bago ho tayo mag-umpisa, a minute or two ho, invite po tayo para po ma-notify natin yung iba, no? Sandali ha. Kumuha ko ng cellphone para ma-notify natin sila uli. I know that there are challenges with regards to internet minsan. But ito lang po yung always kong nga, sinasabi. Huwag mamblema kasi by 2021, gaganda na po yung connection natin. No? Kasi may mga new players na, and by that time, I think the services will now be greatly be improved. Okay? So, ito lang yung ano natin, ito lang yung challenge lang natin this moment in time, but eventually maayos po 'yan. Okay? So, invite tayo, no? Invite tayo. 1 or 2 minutes lang para para tuloy-tuloy na. Kasi sayang din po pag hindi rin po sila makarinig sa mga pag-uusapan din po natin today or tonight. By the way bukas 9:45 in the morning kung may recruit po kayo, bitbitin niyo po sila. Doon dito po sa mga baguhan na nag-join sa atin tonight, remind niyo po sila to come earlier tomorrow before 9:45, actually 15 minutes before the Zoom starts. Actually bukas na po yung Zoom room natin. So pakisabi na lang po sa kanila na dito po sa DPPI ay nagpa-practice po tayo ng Filipino time. Okay? Pag sinabi po nating Filipino time dito po sa DPPI, ang ibig sabihin po noon ay on time, no? Filipino time is on time, no? That's the culture, the practice po natin dito. Okay? So let's start. Here it is. Now, let's talk about the leader as a coach. Every big championship game, whether in basketball or football, volleyball, or any game for that matter, the coach plays a very important role. The coach actually serves as the guide as to how the game will be played. Now, there are a lot of good players, no? Gusto ko magiging interactive tayo ngayon eh. There are a lot of good players actually. And these good players, sometimes we think that they are good because they just practically very good. That's another part of the story, which actually they are really good because they're exerting effort within themselves para mag-improve yung craft nila. Now, if you can remember dun sa video na usually pinapakita ko, that it was actually an interview of one of an athlete na na-experience niya na pumasok siya sa gym at nakita niya si Kobe Bryant na nag-practice. Na eto basang-basa na sa pawis. Now, after changing, he went himself into his own practice. Then after nag-practice siya, umupo siya doon sa bench at nakita niya si Kobe Bryant nag-practice pa rin. Then after a while, after over 30 to 45 minutes, tiningnan niya. Ang ensayo ni Kobe Bryant, hindi po yung pabanjing-banjing na ensayo. Kung hindi, parang game moves, no? Yung ganun yung describe niya. Game moves. Ibig sabihin, seryoso. Seryosong move ang ginagawa niya. Now ngayon, on that game, no? The night within that game, he said, Kobe Bryant dropped 40 points in that game. I don't know which game was that, but sabi niya, Kobe dropped 40 points. After the game, he asked, after the game, nagtanong siya kay Kobe Bryant at tinanong niya, Kobe, nung pumasok ako na mag-gym, nakita kita nag-practice na. Natapos ako, umupo ako, nag-practice ka pa rin. Ba't mo ginawa? Eh, yun ang tanong niya. Alam mo ano yung sagot ni Kobe Bryant? Kasi nakita kita pumasok. Ayan nakita mong sagot? Kasi nakita kita pumasok at ayaw kong mag-isip ka na ang mga ginagawa mo, hindi ko kayang lagpasan. That statement blew my mind away. He's good. He said to himself that I want to send a message that I can do better than you. Yun ang message niya. Pero you know what? When Kobe Bryant is in the court, before he sets his play, the coach instruct Kobe Bryant what to do. Nakita nyo? Before Kobe sets on the foot in the court, Kobe listens to the coach. Michael Jordan was categorized as NBA's superhero. One of the best. If it's not the best, it's one of the best. But when Michael Jordan played with the Chicago Bulls, he won 2 three-peats. Ibig sabihin, three-peat, 3 straight wins, at nagawa niya 2 beses. Hirap ho ang NBA makakuha ng isang three-peat. Pero si Michael Jordan, ginawa niya 2 three-peat. Now ngayon, all of those championship games na napanalunan ni Michael Jordan, he wasn't able to win the game without Phil Jackson. Ibig sabihin, Phil played a very important role. What makes Jordan Jordan? Nakita nyo? Because when Michael Jordan retired in the sport, and after a while, he went back to the game, now with the Wizard, because he owns the Wizard. Now, when he played with the Wizard, thinking that he was the NBA superstar, he could have won championship for the Wizard. But you know what? He was looking for his coach. And then finally he said, I'm gonna retire. I'm not gonna play anymore without Phil Jackson with me. Same thing with Scottie Pippen. He went to Rockets. He did not make it there. He's good, but he did not make it there. Why? The coach was already different. You are a coach. The performance of your team is dependent on how are you going to coach them. We're not looking at intelligent people here, but we're looking for people that has the heart. Because coaching begins from the heart. Coaching begins from the heart. A genuine concern for people, a genuine attention for people, looking up to the into their welfare, their growth in the business. That what coaches does. Now, you are a coach. Now listen here. You are a coach. Tell that to yourself. I am a coach. I am a coach. I have a downline. Therefore, I am a coach. Affirm that to yourself. Affirm that to yourself. I have a downline. Therefore, I am a coach. In order for my team to win championship, I have to coach them well. Okay? Ulitin ko. In order for my team to win championship, I have to coach them well. That is the reason why the Friday night session is so important, more important than the tripping you are doing, actually. If you think that this is just simply good for nothing, no. This is important. This is the foundation. This is the basic. If we cannot strengthen in this area, therefore, your organization will never be that strong and will never that grow. In short, if we fail in this one aspect of leadership, the entire thing na pinagpaguran po natin ay mawawala. Pundasyon po yan. Haligi. Haligi po ng bawat organization ang leadership. Now, we think to view PKS to be important, Saitor is important. I'm not saying they are not. Hindi ko sinasabing hindi po siya. But if that is considered as important, this is equally important as well. Because ito po yung pinaka-foundation at ito po yung pinaka-basic. Okay? So ngayon pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi, the leader as a coach, no? Yun, narinig na ninyo yung illustration ko with Michael Jordan, with Kobe Bryant. Because in order for your team to win championship, you've got to coach them well. And it all begins with you. It all begins with you. It only takes one downline to elevate yourself to the leadership position. Okay? So, let's move further. Now, these are integral role as a coach. You counsel, you mentor, you tutor or you teach, and sometimes you are going to confront when there are things na kakailanganin talaga. Now, sinabi ko integral. Ibig sabihin, hindi po to siya pwedeng ihiwalay. Bawat isa dyan, dapat meron tayo. There will be challenges that you and I will going to face in managing your downline or our downlines. Now, we are an organization. Your organization is composed of people coming from different social background. Okay, ulitin ko ha. Ang mga downlines nyo po ay nanggagaling sa iibang social background. Which means, ang resulta po dyan, bawat isa po sa atin ay may iba't ibang personalidad. Okay. No two person equally has the same character. Equally has the same attitude. Wala ho. In the entire organization na binuo mo, sa team mo, no, sa business unit, lahat po dyan ay of diverse personality. Merong tahimik, merong maingay, merong matampuhin, merong kapalmoks, iba-iba ho. At lahat po na yan ay pakikisamahan mo bilang isang leader. Hindi po dito uubra ang kadalasan na rason po natin na, so ganito na yung attitude ko, bahala kayo. Kayo mag-adjust, hindi ho. Bawat isa sa atin ay kailangan na mag-adjust. There are things that you feel that you don't like to do that, but you have to. Because you're called for the leadership role. You're called for the leadership position. In here, you will be constantly teaching your people. Kaya nga binibitbit mo sila sa PKS, binibitbit mo sila sa site tour. Ano ba yung purpose doon? Ang purpose sa mga activity na yon ay part po yan ng tutorial at mentorship. Tinuturuan natin sila sa mga bagay-bagay na dapat nilang malaman in a form of information. Yun po ang nakukuha natin sa mga PKS. Information po yan. Okay? Yang mga information na yan ay gagamitin po ng bawat isa po sa atin. Alam mo bakit? Because yan information na yan ang magbibitbit natin patungo sa kliyente natin, of course. That is the reason why we're teaching them. Now, nag-site tour tayo para part of that is to teach or to tutor, but part of that is actually to do mentorship. Kasi magkasama kayo Magkasama kayo. So you can impart knowledge. You can impart experiences. You can impart whatever things na naranasan mo dito sa negosyo na to that could probably help ng mga bawat isa sa atin dito to avoid the same mistakes. I'm not saying that we are not going to make mistakes. We will make mistakes. In fact, the more mistakes you are going to have, the better it would be for you one day. Why? Because one thing I am confident, na kung nagkamali ka sa isang bagay na yan, hindi mo yan uulit hanggat hindi po tayo matututo. Yang problema na yan ay patuloy na bumabalik at bumabalik. Okay? May mga pagkakataon ho bilang isang leader na kailangan mo talagang harapin ang the toughest situation, kaya nga confronting toughest situation. There are cases na you are going to resolve issues and problems among your people. And sometimes these issues and problem, ay nako, pwede kang mag-flare up. Pwede kang maging high blood. Kaya nga ako, hindi, as much as possible, ayaw ko talagang mag-miss out ng gamot ko kasi baka ma-high blood ako. No? Because we are going to resolve cases, issues in here. No? In short, hindi po yan maiiwasan. Dahil bawat isa po sa membro po natin comes from different social background. Diverse po ang bawat isa sa atin, iba't ibang character, iba't ibang personality, at kahit man, ito lang nga guys, kahit nga magkapatid, magkasama sa isang bahay, pareho ang kinakain, you know what's the outcome? They share different attitudes. They have different characters. Iba-iba rin yung estilo nila. Which precisely brought me to the point that kahit magkasabay kayo lumaki, may kaibahan pa rin yung magiging attitude po natin. In short, guys, ito part sa confronting ba? There are battles that is not worth fighting for. Ibig sabihin, may mga argumento na hindi po siya worth fighting for. Bakit ho? Because kung isulong mo talagang i-fight mo ang argument na yan, you could either lose a relationship. Now, we've got to understand right from the very beginning, right from the very start na nandito tayo sa negosyo natin, we've got to lay it down that our relationship within the organization is as vital or as important than anything else that may come our way. Importante po yon. That as much as possible, there will be no broken relationship within the organization. Now, I'm not saying that we're not going to have differences. Hindi po imposible, hindi po pwedeng wala tayong differences. Magkakaroon talaga tayo ng differences. And there will always be differences among us. Alam mo bakit? Kasi, yun nga, sabi ko, iba-iba ho ang personalidad natin. So, there will always be differences. So, ulitin ko po, importante po ang relationship natin. We as a leader must be ready to face, to confront, and to resolve issues. We confront not because we wanted to get a fight, but we confront because we wanted it to be resolved. Ulitin ko hindi po tayo nagkompronta para po masira yung relasyon natin. Nagkompronta po tayo para po marisolba kung ano po ang nagiging problema. Okay? Tama po ba? No? Kung tama, pwede kayong mag-comment dyan sa comment section natin. May chat box naman, no? Para may interaction din naman tayo. Parang hindi lang ako lang mag-isa nagsasalita dito, no? Now that's part of that, okay? Now, ang sinabi ko po ay integral. In short, alalahanin niyo po na yang tatlo na yan dapat dinidevelop mo ngayon niyan bilang isang leader. May mga downline tayo, minsan may problema, kina-counsel natin. Kasi apektado yung negosyo natin pag medyo tuliro ang utak niyan. Di ba? In an organization like this, hindi po imposible na meron pong mga conflicts. Hindi po imposible yan. But the way to correct it and to resolve it is to confront it. Kasi wala hong mangyayari pag ichichismis lang po yan. Mas lalo hong lalala. No? So kaya dito sa DPPI always ito yung gusto kong kultura. Bawal ang chismis. Kasi yung chismis na yan ang umpisa sa lahat ng mga magiging away sa loob ng organisasyon. So bawal ang chismis. No? Sabi ko pa nga pati sa information ng project, gusto ko pa nga dapat first-hand information. Kasi pag pass-on information, kadalasan mali-mali. Ganon din ang chismis. No? Ganon din po ang chismis. Okay? Now, let's move further. Okay? Let's take a look at the Army Leadership Principle. Kasi may mga prinsipyo to ang militar na maganda na pwede natin tingnan at pwede nating pagkukunan ng aral. Okay? Now, dito po sa topic natin on leadership, grabe, kailan ba tayo nag-umpisa nito? September. Ilang buwan na? September, October, November, December. 4 na buwan. Alam mo kaibigan, hanggang January hindi pa tayo matatapos nito. Hanggang January. Sabi ni HBR, ready na daw yung resilient leadership. Sabi ko, nako, hindi pa nga ako tapos dito sa courageous leadership. Magto 2021 na. Because we can never exhaust all the ideas and the topics with regards to leadership. No? Grabe po. Napakalalim. Okay? So let's take a look at the Army Leadership Principle. Know yourself and seek improvement. Okay, ito po. Bawat isa sa atin, dapat pong kilalanin ang sarili natin. Napakahirap po kilalanin ang sarili natin kasi kadalasan, tayo po ang nakikita natin sa sarili natin ay kung gaano, dalawa lang yan either kung gaano tayo kagaling at ang isa niyan ay ang opposite. Yung puro naman negatibo ang paningin sa sarili. Ay, ganito ako, pangit ako, hindi ako marunong. Opposite. But it is on the fact that you are going to understand kung ano yung kaya mo at ano yung kakulangan mo. Pag nakita mo yan, kung ano yung kaya mo at ano yung kakayahan, ano yung kulang mo, now you will have a better understanding of your own leadership style. At alam mo kung sino ang magiging salamin mo dyan? Sino yung salamin mo? Para makita mo yung sarili mo. Una sa loob ng pamilya mo. Diyan mo po makikita ang unang salamin. Pangalawa those people that are closely working with you. Okay? Pamilya mo, ang unang salamin. Pangalawa, people that are working closely with you. Pangatlo in which I always suggest, find a mentor. Find a mentor that can look unto you straight from the eyes and tell you who you are without any hesitation. Ready mo rin yung heart mo. Kasi pag nagkomentaryo yan, masakit yan. Okay? But this time, we all need mentors. Okay? By the time na makilala mo na at makita mo kung ano yung kulang mo, kulang ko, kulang nating lahat, then you seek self-improvement on that area. Now, take note of the word self. Hindi po ako ang gagawa dyan. Ikaw ang gagawa ng improvement sa sarili mo. Kung nakikita mo na may deficiency ka doon sa ugali mo, na medyo matampuhin ka, no? Kung sa Bisaya pa, ang tawag dyan ay mubog-lubot, no? If you are like that, then you've got to work on that. Okay? Now, whatever things you see based on the feedback coming from other people, those things are meant to be evaluated by you. Wala pong iba pong pwedeng gagawa niyan kundi ikaw lang. Ikaw at ikaw lang po ang pwedeng gumawa niyan. Now ngayon, ito po. When you are able to identify those weaknesses, the next thing you're going to do is find a program that will help you improve on that area. No? Find a program that will help you improve in that area. Kung kailangan na magbasa ka ng mga libro, magbasa ka. Kung kailangan mo na mag-attend ng mga seminars para ma-improve ka sa area na yan, mag-attend ka. Wala pong ibang tao ang pwedeng makakagawa niyan maliban lang po sa sarili mo. Okay? Tuloy tayo. Number 2, be tactically and technically proficient. Okay? Ayaw kong gamitin ang word na magaling. But gusto kong gamitin ang word na epektibo. Okay? Being proficient is epektibo. Okay? Now, part kasi ng leadership role natin ay dapat may alam ka. Hindi pwede kasing wala kang alam. Okay? Now, ngayon, ito. We cannot learn everything one time. Okay, ha? Understand mo to. We cannot learn everything one time. That is the reason why we encourage everyone to keep attending. Attend ng seminar, attend ng site tour, attend ng training. Alam mo bakit? Because wala pong overnight learning and absorption sa lahat ng pag-uusapan natin dito. Now ngayon, sa sobrang dami po ng project na meron po tayo, it is totally impossible na kaya mong i-lead ang mga downline mo sa lahat ng project na meron tayo sa buong Pilipinas. Hindi po kakayanin yan. At imposible pong mangyayari yan that you will be tactically and technically proficient in that aspect. Hindi po kakayanin yan. That is precisely the reason that we always tell our downlines, find a project wherein you are comfortable with in selling, then stick to that project. Stick to that project. If you allow me to share, baba ko muna to para may interaction tayo. If you allow me to share sa inatinan ko kanina, nag-attend po ako ng national awarding ng Robinson's Homes, tong Robinson Land. Okay. Nag-attend po ako. Buong Pilipinas, there were around close to 200 attendees. Okay. Kasi piling-pili nila piling-pili nila. Yun lang mga firm na may benta ang nila pinasali kasi may mga raffle sila doon. Now, ang unang good news na gusto ko share sa inyo ay ito, no, para at least makita lang ninyo, no, ang mga good news. Una ho, sa buong Pilipinas, sandali ha. Yan. Guys, I will put everyone on the mute mode. Huwag nyo lang galawin yung screen nyo. Okay. Now, ito ho. Now, I attended this afternoon dun sa nationwide awarding ng Robinson's Home. Okay. Dami home realty firms, no? Nag-participate. Ang unang good news na gusto kong i-share sa inyo is that among all realty firms, dito lang sa Cebu ang pag-uusapan natin. Among all the realty firms in Cebu, dalawa lang po ang Cebu. na nakapasok doon sa awarding? Dalawa lang ko. Isa ho tayo. Ang isa, isang realty. Hindi ko na lang banggitin. No? So, dalawa. So, nakapasok tayo. Pero namamayagpag pa rin yung sa Luzon at saka yung sa CDO. Yung sa CDO. In fact, yung top sa buong Pilipinas, yung pinaka-top talaga, no? Yung pinaka-top is actually nasa Jansan. Nasa Jansan. Okay. Doon sa performance on the individual level, no? Sa personal level, okay. Grabe guys. Isang tao, yung top sa Jensen ha, isang tao lang, isang tao ang top sa Jensen. Alam mo magkano ang benta isang taon? 88 million. Isang taon. 88 million. Alam mo ano yung nakita ko? Ang nakita ko, undivided attention. Binigay at binuhos niya na ang time at panahon niya, aralin ang binibenta niya na Robinson's Home. Alam niya, technically and tactically, lahat ng information patungkol sa project niya. Ang tawag po doon, economy of scale. You are going to sell a lot of one thing. Ulitin ko ha. Excuse. Economy of scale po yon. You are going to sell a lot of one thing. Hindi naman siguro ibig sabihin na yung realty firm nila ay naka-Robinsons lang. Kasi realty firm so marami silang binibenta. But that person who topped with 88 million sale for the entire year, I firmly believe nakabenta rin po yun ng ibang project. Pero dahil nakatutok siya dito, sa isang proyekto na to, magaling siya dito. Now, gusto kong ipaabot to sa inyo ngayon. Napakarami pong project na nakikita ninyo araw-araw. Yung mga BDM natin, busy-busy yan na nagpo-post. Pero ito yung gusto kong makita nyo. You cannot be a master of all. You can only be a master of one. Jack of all trade, master of nothing? Hindi pa po pwede yan. We can sell everything, but you need to be a master of one. Ulitin ko ha. We can sell everything ho. Pwede po tayong magbenta lahat, but you can be master of one. And when you are master of one, believe me, you will sell a lot of that one thing that you are tactically and technically proficient. Alam mo bakit? Kasi bali-balik ta rin man, alam mo ang sagot sa tanong ng kliyente. Di ba? Balik ta rin man yung mga tanong na ibabato sa iyo ng kliyente, alam na alam mo ang sagot. Kabisado mo. Now, ito po yung mga panawagan ko sa BDM. The developer that you're handling gives you an opportunity para ikaw ay magiging tactically and technically proficient. Maging magaling ka dyan. Pwede tayong magbenta lahat, pero magaling ka. Master ka dyan. Now, I would like to make a commendation. Nandito si Jesus sa room. Si Jesus, nakikita ko nito na ang concentration niya nasa condominium. Alam niya kung ano yung strength niya. Alam din niya kung paano i-handle ang ganitong market. Now ngayon, kung nakikita niyo po ang productivity niya, mga benta na nangyari sa kanya ay puro kondo. Alam mo bakit? Kasi doon niya binigyan ng attention. Magaling siya doon. Kahit nga measurement mula floor to ceiling, alam niya. Alam niya ang sagot sa mga technical questions in relationship to condo. In fact, bukas, nandito yan sa Lapu-Lapu kasi may site tour na naman yan, another condo. In short, find your masterpiece para ikaw ay magiging tactically and technically proficient. Hindi po tayo maging magaling lahat, kaibigan. Ulitin ko ha, we can sell everything, but we can only be master of one. Now, find that one that you can be master at and be good at it. And be good at it. Para ang mind mo naka-frame. Bigyan ko kayo ng example. Ang wall ho, for example, ito wall namin. Itong wall na to, kung may hawak ho ako na martilyo, pag pukpukin ko yan, pag pupukpuk ako kahit saan sa wall na to, kahit saan, hindi po magigiba yan. Ulitin ko ha, kahit may bitbit ako, for example, ito yung martilyo, tapos pupukpuk ako kahit saan, alam mo ano mangyayari? Hindi po kayang mabiak to. Pero, kung may martilyo ako at ipupukpuk ko to sa isang lugar, sa isang point lang, ito lang yung ipupukpuk ko at all times, pabalik-balik, alam mo ano mangyayari? Eventually, magigiba yan. Alam mo bakit? Because yung force at ang energy matter. Remember nyo po yung science nyo. Yung force at ang energy pressing on one thing, eventually, this one thing will be broken. In short, if you are waiting for breakthroughs in life, you can never get a breakthrough being a master of everything. In short, breakthroughs happen when there is a concentrated attention at a certain point, at a certain object. Then breakthroughs will happen. That is the reason why we are so tired every day. We use up most of our time because we are dividing ourselves very thin. Hiwang-hiwa na po yung sarili nyo. Now, this is what you do. You take a look at the projects, you study it, then you decide on it. Diba? You decide on it. Then ito lang din po. Find a project that ikaw mismo convince. Find a project that ikaw mismo convince. Or if you are not convinced yet, then do something for you to be convinced. Diba? Kasi if you're not convinced na kung ikaw mismo hindi ka bibili niyan, it's pointless. Wala kang conviction to sell it. Why would you sell project that even you yourself is not convinced? Na kung ikaw mismo pagpipiliin, hindi ka titira dyan. Do you think you will be effective? No, you won't. You won't be effective. So right now, there are so many. Nakikita nyo naman kasi nagsa-site tour kayo. Pag nakita nyo yung showroom, nakita nyo yung model unit, that would be more than enough for you to decide that I like this house. That if I am going to make a decision, I'm going to make a choice, etong bahay na to ang pipiliin ko, dito ako titira. Pag yan ang nakita mo, alam mo, isa lang masasabi ko, para yung pinagtagpo at tinadhana. Parang ganun yan. Yung mga nakita nyo sa mga site tour na hindi nyo gusto, pinagtagpo lang kayo, pero hindi tinadhana. Di ba? So, technically and tactically proficient, important yan. Now, balikan natin yung role ng leader. Now ngayon, ikaw ang leader. You are in the position to guide your people. You are in the position to guide your people. That is the reason why when we pick for BDM, di ba, pumili tayo ng BDM, when we pick for BDM, we always ask the consultant. Alam mo bakit? Because within the experience and the expertise of the consultant can give an idea tactically and technically. Can give recommendations. So when we pick for BDM, it was actually picked because of the consultant's viewpoint na ito siya ay fit dito. Hindi man siguro magiging 100% na sure tayo, but on the basis of what the consultant have seen, may pagbabasihan siya. So now, punta tayo sa individual na organization. You being the leader, kasi may downline ka na, di ba sabi ko, when you have a downline, kahit isa, you are already a leader in itself. Now, being an upline, you have the moral responsibility to guide your downlines. Alam mo, kung ako pagpipiliin lang, mas maganda kung ang grupo ko lang ang tututukan ko. Kaso hindi pwede eh. Kaya nga, nagpapasalamat na lang ako na may technology para yung lahat makakausap ko. Minsan tumitingin ako sa ibang group, ay napakaganda no, nandun sila, sinasamahan nila yung mga downline nila. How I wish makaganon din ako. Kaso nakastack up ako dito. At nakita ko na lang na ito yung magiging opportunity ko to really be able to guide everyone. So ngayon, balikan niyo po yung team ninyo. Balikan niyo po yung downline ninyo. And look at the person. So alam niyo yung nangyayari? Every time na may ma-post na bago, lahat kayo kumukopya nun. Lahat kayo post din. At alam mo ano mangyayari? Pag may magtanong, lahat din po kayo balik sa group chat at nagtatanong lahat, pareho lahat ang questions. Minsan walang basa-basa din. Post lang ng post, hindi binabasa. Mas lalo, no? Ang tanong nandun lang sa post. Kaya nga minsan sinasagot ko na tingnan niyo po sa taas, nandun lang yung description. So para magiging simple yung magiging buhay natin, basa-basa din pag may time. Kasi yung sagot ng question mo nandun sa naka-post actually. No? Yung mga BDM natin, ako pinagpawisan niya na i-prepare yung detalye. Tapos, ito ha, nakadetalye na sa BDM. Naka-post na. Ang tanong, nandun na rin ang sagot. Maawa naman kayo sa BDM. Walang tulog na yan. No? Mga BDM natin, halos walang tulog na yan. Basahin niyo muna bago kayo magtanong ni BDM kasi nandun lang talaga yung information. No? Nandun lang po yung information. And that is very important. Okay? So lahat po tayo dapat conscious dyan. Lahat po tayo should be conscious with that we should be tactically and technically proficient. Always have the habit of attending PKS. Always be in the participation kung may time kayo for site tours because iba pa rin yung nakapag-PKS, iba rin po yung nakapag-site tour talaga. You will have a better appreciation of what you are doing if you get to see the project or the location personally. Malaki po ang kaibahan doon. No? Malaki pong kaibahan doon. Ngayon na makakagalaw-galaw tayo kahit papano, and if you are available, ang dami hong nag-organize na mga site tour, ang mga BDM natin. If you're available, now, join one. It's not for me. It's not for your upline. By the time that you join activities like that, that is for you. Para sa sarili mo po yan. Guys, negosyo mo to. Ang negosyo mo, siyempre palaguin mo. Kung negosyo mo ay hahayaan mo lang, hindi po siya lalaki. Alam mo bakit nakarating tayo dito, DPPI, sa estado na to? Kasi years ago, we decided to do this one, and we decided to take care of this one, and we decided to do it on a regular basis. That is the reason why we reached this far. At ganon din po ang mangyayari sa iyo. The reason why we have people that are climbing the ladder of success in DPPI, because they themselves chooses to take care of the business na meron sila. And that's the reason why we've seen people how they have been transformed. Wala hong magic dito. Wala hong magic. Everything can really be doable. Okay? Next. Seek and take responsibility for your actions. Seek and take responsibility for your actions. Now, ito po. Ang ginagawa mo araw-araw, dalawang bagay lang yan. It's either trinabaho mo to or hindi. Now, ito lang yung gusto kong makita yung example. Isipin mo nga, meron kang sari-sari store. Isipin mo, meron kang sari-sari store. Ngayon, ano kaya ang sitwasyon kung ang sari-sari store na binuksan mo na negosyo ay close-open? Ngayon, open, bukas close. Open naman, close naman. Kung ako ay kapitbahay mo at ikaw ang tindahan, pag-utusan ko yung anak ko, anak, pumunta ka nga doon kay Aling Sisil, bumili ka nga ng suka. Pagdating ng anak ko sa tindahan ni Aling Sisil, tapos sarado, alam mo anong gagawin ng anak ko? Babalik yan. Tay, sirado naman si Aling Sisil eh. Sige na, punta ka na lang doon kay Aling May. Doon ka bumili ng suka. Malayo tayo eh. Sarado si Aling Sisil eh. Pwede, tay, dyan na lang kang Aling Maribet, na may suka siya sa bahay nila eh. No? Manghiram na lang tayo. Alam mo ano mangyayari? The next time na utusan ko yung anak ko, Nak, bumili ka na ng suka doon kay Aling Sisil. Tay, sure ako, sirado yan. Manghingi na lang tayo kay Aling Maribet. May suka pa doon. Alam mo, hindi babalik yon. Kasi panay sarado eh. Now, you take the responsibility of this business. If you want this business to grow, you have to open your store every day. If you want your business to grow, you've got to be responsible on the things that you're going to do. Alam mo kung ano yung role at partisipasyon mo dito sa negosyo na to. Ang role mo, mag-attend ka ng PKS kung available ka. Ang role mo, mag-attend ka ng site tour pag available ka. Ang role mo ay bibitbitin mo yung downline mo, yung responsibilidad mo, yung downline mo para maka-attend ng PKS at maka-attend ng site tour. Role mo, mag-post sa Facebook. Ang role mo, mag-post doon sa Property 24, Lamudi at kung ano-ano ma. Ano-ano pa yung ginagamit mo. That property at what else? Responsibilidad mo yan. Now, if you're not going to take the ownership of that responsibility, no one else will going to take care or to take that role para sa iyo. Ibig sabihin, if you wanted to make this business a business na lalago at lalaki para sa iyo, you've got to be responsible on the things na dapat mong gawin. Hindi ito sa pagmamayabang. At alam nito ng mga nakasama ko dito na sa kantagal-tagal. Ito si Maribet, alam niya yan, o kung sino pang nandito. Alam nila na imposible na wala akong schedule on a daily basis. Kasi yung schedule ko, nakaplat na po yan 1 month ago pa. Ito mga ginagawa natin sa December, pinag-isipan ko na to last November pa. Pagising ko sa umaga, alam ko na ito yung schedule ko. Sa hapon, ito yung schedule ko. Sa gabi, ito yung schedule ko. Bukas, ito yung schedule ko. Sa hapon, ito yung schedule ko. Sa gabi, ito yung schedule ko. Alam na alam ko yan. At kung sakali man na merong mga changes sa schedule ko, just like what happened kanina, may importante akong appointment that I really need to be there in person, nag-text ako doon sa mga leaders na I cannot be around because I am going to meet someone sa Mandawi. Kasi may bagong project doon na kailangan kong pirmahan ng mga papeles. And I have to be there early kasi magti-tripping sila, may coming reservations. I mean, responsibility is sa'yo po yan. I cannot do the push-up for you. Ang pangit naman. Ako ang magpo-push up, ikaw ang magiging macho. Ikaw ba, papayag ka ba? Na ikaw ang nagda-diet, ang kapitbahay mo ang pumayat. Hindi po pwede yun. Kung gusto mong mag-diet, ikaw mag-diet ka. At magsakripisyo ka na mag-diet ka kasi ikaw ang papayat. Ganon din po dito sa negosyo. If you want this business to grow, you've got to be responsible for your actions. Our leaders, our uplines can only do so much. 80% sa ma-accomplish natin ay nasa pagiging responsable natin sa araw-araw. Hindi na kailangan i-remind kayo na mag-post kayo, na mag-PKS tayo, na may site or schedule. Hindi na kailangan yan. Because if you really wanted this business to grow, you've got to be responsible right from the very beginning. Ito yung papakita ko sa inyo na illustration. Ito si Maribeth, ang mga anak nito, malalaki na, college na. Ano kaya ang picture kung itong mga anak ni Maribeth na college na, pag tuwing kumakain sa bahay, susubuan niya. College ha? College. O anak, sige anak, nga. College, sinusubuan mo. Ano kaya ang itsura pag nakita mo 'yan? Hindi kaya katawa-tawa 'yan? Katawa-tawa po 'yan. Because you are making your son an irresponsible person na kahit doon sa pagsubo ng pagkain hindi niya kakayanin. Ano kaya kung yung anak niya na teenager, college, makita ng boyfriend na sinusubuan ng nanay? Hindi kaya mas lalong katawa-tawa yan? Sense of responsibility. Alam mo, ang kaibat dyan sa sense of responsibility, sense of ownership. Ang tao po ay nagiging responsable pag ito po ay inako niya na ito ay negosyo niya. Alam mo bakit responsable si Maribeth sa mga tripping, mga site tour, mga posting niya sa social media? Kasi alam niya, negosyo niya to. Aking negosyo to. Ako ang makikinabang nito. Negosyo ko to. Hanggat iniisip mo ngayon na ang pinasukan mo dito sa DPPI ay negosyo ko, ay wala tayong patutunguhan dyan. Ang pinasukan mo dito, hindi po to trabaho, hindi po to employment. Partner lang po tayo. Nagninegosyo ka rin. Sense of ownership. Dito po sa Lapu-Lapu, merong isang tindahan dito, Alfonso Co. Hardware. Na itong Alfonso Co. Hardware, alas 8 ng umaga bukas yan. Pagdaan mo sa tindahan na yan, ang makikita mo dyan, anak nila. Nasa counter. Pag hindi pa po dumating ang boy at may bumili sa hardware, Alam mo sinong magbubuhat? Ang mga anak. Bakit ho? Kasi negosyo nila. May ownership ba? So start owning this business, because the moment you will own this business, you will be responsible for this business. So kung hindi mo man to napapalago, wala pong ibang pwede pong sisihin, ikaw lang din. We all have the opportunity right now. But as I always say, much is given, much will be required. Kung gusto mong lumaki yung kita mo, then malaki din po ang kakailanganin nating tatrabahuin. Kung gusto mo maging maganda yung future mo sa pagninegosyo na to, well then, malaki din po ang kailangan nating tatrabahuin. Kaibigan, magtatapos na po ang 2020. We're still in the same old story. We're still in the same old boat. Every year, gumagawa kayo ng New Year's resolution. Tigilan na ninyo yan kung hindi nyo kayang panindigan yan. Di ba? Kung hindi nyo kayang panindigan yan, tigilan na ninyo yung paggawa-gawa ng New Year's resolution. Start from the very basic by owning this business. And there you will begin to see the changes that you're going to do on a daily basis. Yung output. Okay? Next. Make sound and timely decision. Make sound and timely decision. Dito ho sa role natin, hindi po pwedeng pabagal-bagal. Dapat po decisive. Ibig sabihin, porsigido. Wala po tayo sa liberty ng abundant time. Every single tick ng clock, tick, 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 tick ng orasan na yan, ay oras or minuto na hindi mo na mababalik. Every tick of the clock, tick, 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 is a wasted time. And the more you are going to delay everything that you're going to decide upon, the more you delay your progress. Wala po kayong pwedeng asahang ibang tao kundi ikaw lang. Yung mga upline natin, they can provide you with a coach, with the coaching. They can provide you with the idea. They can guide you. But it's still gonna be you that will be going to take actions for this one. Ikaw pa rin ang gagawa ng action. Now, whatever action would that be, you've got to decide it fast. You've got to act on it fast. Tanggalin na po yung mentalidad na mamaya na, saka na, kung sa Bisaya pa, ugma na lang, unya na lang. Mahilig tayo sa ganun eh. Mahilig tayo sa ganun. Mamaya na, saka na, unya na lang, ugma na lang. We love that. I don't like that culture. That's a Spanish culture actually. Yung mamaya na, saka na, that is a Spanish culture. Hindi po atin yan. So, you've got to do it fast. No? Ito, set the example. Ito, parati tayong namumblema dito. Set the example. I always say, na you don't tell your downline, you attend PKS, but rather you tell your downline, let's attend PKS. You don't tell your downline, go on a site tour, but you tell your downline, let's go on a site tour. Alam mo bakit? Anong diferensya diyan? Ang diferensya diyan is modeling. You model what you are teaching them. How I wish pwede kong samahan kayo lahat. Siguro sa dati, naiilan lang ang mga agent natin. Ngayon, hindi na kakayanin. So that's the reason why every individual person, individual leaders will have to set the example in doing this business. You don't tell your people, oy, attend ka later ha. Hindi ho. You bring them. You join with them. Hindi po yan you go, kundi let's go. Ulitin ko ha, hindi po yan you go, but rather po, let's go. If you want your organization to grow, then it has to begin from you. If you want your people to recruit, then you've got to start recruiting people by yourself. Kasi kumokopya lang sila kung ano yung ginagawa mo. Kung ikaw ay hindi nagpo-post, yung downline mo ay hindi rin nagpo-post. Kung ikaw ay hindi nag-a-attend ng PKS, yung downline mo ay hindi rin nag-a-attend ng PKS. In short, everything is just simply a copy business. And sometimes magtatanong kayo sa akin kung bakit ang downline mo ay hindi sumipot. Well, tanungin mo yung sarili mo. Nandun ka ba? Kasi kung wala ka, then definitely your downline will not also be there. Kasi it will always begins with you. It will not begin with other people. It will begin with you. Now, I'm going to make this commendation, no, because I've noticed this. Nandito si Vicky. Actually, nandito ba? Ewan ko kung nandito. But I've seen how Vicky have grown her group. Itong kay Vicky pa isa-isa. Pero if I am going to notice one thing, sinasamahan niya. Sinasamahan niya mag-PKS, sinasamahan niya mag-Site-Tour. Dati nakikita ko lang yan, Team Celebrity, 2, 3. No, nakikita ko yan, 2, 3. Minsan magkasama si Vicky lang at saka si Janice. Pero tingnan mo sila ngayon. Because if you wanted to grow this business, dapat ikaw ang mag-umpisa dyan. You start it with yourself. While you have the chance that you can still go and lead your people, do it. Yan, sabi ni Dave, tama good sir. Team Janice here. Because that's true. Because I've noticed that. No? So you go with your team. You set the example. Minsan may magtanong sa akin dito na how I wish sir, pareho ako ng grupo na yan na malakas magbenta. Alam mo ano yung sagot ko always? Ano bang ginagawa mo? Kasi kung yan nakabenta sila, malamang may ginawa sila. Ikaw, may ginawa ka ba? Kasi hindi naman pwedeng malaglag lang ang benta dyan, dire-diretso. Hindi. Ibig sabihin, may ginawa yan na tama. Na kaysa mag-wonder ka sa kakatitingin kung bakit may benta sila, kopyahin mong ginagawa nila. You lead the people, you bring the people, you go with the people. It's all about people. Sabi ni Zig Ziglar, you need to help enough other people get what they want for you to get what you want. Ulitin ko ha. Sabi ni Zig Ziglar, you need to help enough other people to get what they want for you to get what you want. So in short, you've got to help people down the line. Go to the ground. Si Winston Churchill ho, ito po yung pinakasikat na general sa henerasyon niya. Isa po tong British general. Si Winston Churchill, tinagurian to the leader of leaders. Alam mo bakit? Because right from the very battleground itself, doon kung saan talaga nagigera, si Winston Churchill ay nandun sa battlefield. Hindi po siya sa likuran ng mga army niya, ng mga military niya, nasa harap po siya ng military niya. At ang sinasabi ng mga military niya, let's go and attack. Hindi po niya sinasabi sa military niya, sige, attack kayo. Hindi niya sinasabi ganon. Kaya nga tinagurian siyang the leader of leaders kasi si Winston Churchill, sabi niya sa army niya, "Battalion, attack!" Ganun ang sinasabi niya. Alam mo ano yung practice natin? Downline, attack! Ikaw, nasaan ka? Mainit kasi Sir Jup eh. Yung kutis ko Sir Jup, hindi pa kasi ako nakapaano ng SPF 1000. Meron bang SPF 1000? We're in this game. We're in this game together. We want all of you to win the war. We want you to win the game. And in doing so, when we win the game, alam mo kung manalo ka sa laro na to? Alam mo kung sino ang unang makikinabang nito? Pamilya mo. Yan ang unang makikinabang pag nanalo ka sa larong ito. Kaya pilitin mo, sikapin mo na manalo ka talaga. Or else, walang patutunguhan ng lahat ng ginagawa natin. Next. Know your soldiers and look out for their welfare. Ayan, ito yung heart. Ha? Ito yung heart ng leader. Compassion. Know your soldiers and look out for their welfare. I-make sure mo na itong mga tao na to, nararamdaman nila na yung tulong mo ay genuine. Compassionate heart. No? Yun ang kailangan natin dito. We are not here to pull each other down. We are here to pull each other up. It doesn't really matter which team do you belong. What matters the most, we belong to this company and we belong to this industry. And because we belong to this company and we belong in this industry, then we take care of each other, we lift each other, we hold on to each other, then we win as a team. Because if you are not going to play this by the team, by your team, or as a team, we're not gonna win. We win as a team. And if we do it individually, we lose. We easily lose. Michael Jordan can never win championship without Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. Stephen Curry could not win a championship without Kevin Durant and Thompson. We all need a team. You all need a team. We all need a team. And the very downline you have actually is the beginning of your team. It's the beginning of your team. So start building it. This is not just about having the large organization, no. This is about helping people. These are people with real needs. These are people with real lives. No? Pag nakapunta po kayo sa opisina natin, dun sa signage po natin, DPPI, at sa baba nun may nakasulat, building people, changing lives. Yun yung mantra natin, building people, changing lives. And we remain focused and we remain true to that objective in building people and changing lives. And that's what we want from you as well. That you will have the heart for your downlines, that you will build them, and that in the process, they will be a changed person. Ito lang yung always masasabi ko sa negosyo natin. You will learn a lot. And in the process, you will begin to see to yourself that there is a lot of things in you that could probably have changed already. Kumbaga, be thankful of who you become in the process. Ulitin ko ha, dito sa negosyo natin, be thankful of who you will become in the process. Kung sino ka magiging sa proseso ng pagninegosyo mo dito. Because I am pretty sure that there would be improvement sa bawat isa sa atin dito when we go to the process. Keep your subordinates informed. Okay. Now, if I am going to paraphrase that statement, hindi naman sa kinukontrola ka ng upline mo. Ang tawag po dyan, submission. Ang tawag po dyan, submission. Honor po yan. Give honor where honor is due. Give submission where submission is due. Naalala ko dati when I was working with Pepsi Cola, nakaapat siguro ako na sales manager. No? Una si George Saison, si Jonathan Alinio, si Paul Sassel, at saka si HBR, no? SM ko yan. Medyo matagal ako nagstay siguro kay HBR. Kasi ang iba kasi medyo mabilis lang eh. Yung una, kay Sir George, kasi survey eh. So wala kami masyadong engagement. Pero lahat yan ng mga SM ko. Pag merong task na pinapagawa yan, I always make it into point that they will be notified and I make it sure that I get things done. Sinisiguro ko yan. Kasi, everything of what we have, everything of what you have, actually always comes from someone. And when you honor where those information came from, where those knowledge came from, and when you put honor to where honor is due, God will honor you. Submission po ang tawag po dyan. And through the years, I have developed this in my heart na when someone will going to teach me and tell me, after the time that I will be told na ganun ang gagawin, the next time around na gagawin ko yan, susundin ko na yung sinabi niya. Alam mo bakit? Because that's what mentors meant to be in everyone's life. So that's honor, no? When you keep your subordinates informed, ang tawag po diyan ay honor. Hindi po yan na ito kasi si upline name nagagalit pag hindi pinapaalam mo, hindi po. That is honor. Honor po yan. And always have that in your heart, no? Always have that in your heart. Because wherever you will go and wherever you will, I mean, whatever things you're going to achieve here, always remember, hindi mo nakuha yan na basta na nalaglag lang sa kalangitan yan. Someone gave that to you, someone informed that to you, someone shared that to you. You may not be able to appreciate it that time, but I want you to know it makes the whole you. Naging buo ka dahil sa mga impormasyon na yon, dahil sa mga tinuro na yon, dahil sa mga guidance na yon. Part po yon. And we should be grateful for that. Okay? Then develop a sense of responsibility in your subordinates. Hindi ko na masyadong elaborate yan kasi medyo na-touch ko na yan doon sa be responsible for your action. But again, capitalize on being responsible. Kasi kung lahat tayo responsable sa mga dapat nating gawin, pati na rin sa mga downlines natin, I tell you, we will grow as fast as it is. The next thing nyo makita mo, malaki na yung grupo mo if you're gonna do that. So it will always begins with you. Mag-uumpisa yan sa'yo. Next is ensure the task is understood, supervised, and accomplished. Okay? Ensure that the task is understood, supervised, and accomplished. Okay. Ito yung statement ko dyan in a nutshell. In my previous discussion, I was talking about follow-up and follow-through. No? Kung naalala nyo po yun. Okay? One of our leadership session, I was talking about follow-up and follow-through. May kaibahan po yun. May kaibahan ang dalawa na yan. Kadalasan, ang ginagawa po natin ay follow-up lang. So when you do a follow-up, hanggang tanong lang po yan. Follow-up eh. Pero ang follow-through kasi, you are going to make it sure that things na in-instruct mo is done. Kumbaga, kung sinabi mo to na, oy, eto, sige, mag-site tour ka, mag-come up ka ng ganitong attendance. Pag instruction mo yan, tapos ikaw ang nagbigay ng instruction, you've got to make it sure na yung instruction na yon is carried through, ginawa. At i-make sure mo na yung objective na maka-come up ng 30 attendance ay makukuha talaga ang 30 attendance. Yan po ang effect ng follow-up at follow-through. Making it sure things gets done. Yun po yun. Marami po tayong mga BDM dito. Pag nag-site tour, nagbibigay ng lista. O sulat kayo dito, sulat. Walang masama po doon, tama po yan. Sulat. Pero may kulang. Alam mo anong kulang? Ang pagsiguro na yung mga nakalista ay makakarating. And the best way to do that is to contact them personally. To make it sure. Yan po ang follow-up and follow-through. Yan po yung ibig sabihin dyan. Ensure the task is understood, naintindihan, nakuha, i-supervise mo, at siguruhin na na-accomplish ang task na binigay. Okay? So, learning points na rin yan para sa mga BDMs natin. Para yung activity po ninyo ay you are able to maximize the impact of your activity. Okay? Importante po yan. Making it sure that there will be accomplishment. That there will be people in the task given. Okay? Next is build the team. Have you started building your team? When are you going to start building your team? Ay, saka na ako mag-build, Sir Geoff, pag master na ako. Kailan po yun? If you're going to ask me when will be the best time to build your team, the answer is now. Because our learning is not actually given on a classroom, but ang learning po natin dito ay nangyayari po on the job. OJT ho. Ang learning po natin dito ay nangyayari on the job. Ibig sabihin, it doesn't matter whether mag-recruit ka ngayon na pareho kayong walang kaalam-alam kasi sabay kayong gagawa nito at sabay kayong merong alam. But always remember, by the time na nag-invite ka, you are always one step ahead of the person na in-invite mo. Alam mo bakit? Kasi nakalamang ka na ng seminar sa kanya eh. Siguro nakaisa, dalawa ka na bago ka nakapag-recruit. So ibig sabihin, may lamang ka. May lamang ka ng konting steps. So, ibig sabihin, by the time that you're going to recruit someone, you are actually ahead. Ahead ka, kaibigan, ng 1 step, 2 steps. So don't wait for you to become masters. Okay? Then employ your unit in accordance with its capabilities. Ngayon, meron kang downline. Nakikita mo ang kakayahan ng bawat iisang downline mo. Now, you work on their kapasidad. Kung ang kayang ibenta nito ay bahay na ganito, huwag mo siyang pagbabintahin ng bahay na nagkakahalaga ng 10 million. Kung ang kaya at ang kapasidad ng downline mo ay kaya pa magbenta sa ngayon ng bahay na 1 milyon, huwag mong ipilit na magbenta siya ng 10 million. Let the progress be seen on every single learning na meron ka. May learning ka, ipasa mo. May learning ka, ipasa mo. The more you pasa your learning, the more your downline becomes knowledgeable. So, again, balik pa rin sa'yo. Kumbaga, learn. Do. Then pass on. Kasi kung wala, wala kang maipass on. Kung wala kang maipass on. And I'll end it with this one. Kasi 9:30 na. 1 hour and a half. Friends, hindi ho ako galit sa gabi na to. Seryoso lang ho tayo sa negosyo na meron tayo. Kasi marami na ho akong nakita na mga buhay na nabago dito. At gusto ko na isa ka doon. Hindi ko man kaya ibigay lahat ng mga kailangan mo. Pero pag ikaw ay alam mo kung ano yung gagawin mo dito, malamang makukuha mo ang lahat ng ninanais mo. Hindi ho perpekto ang kumpanya natin. Hindi rin po perpekto ang nasa board. Buti na lang sana kung pangalan ko perpekto. Pero hindi eh. May mga flaws din po tayo. May mga pagkukulang din po tayo. Kaya nga pilit nating inaangat yung sarili natin. But we cannot just do it na sabihin lang namin na basta aangat ang kumpanya tapos maiiwan yung mga tao. Hindi ho. Because alam po natin yung principle that we need to help enough other people in order for the company to get what he wants. Earlier in the business, si Rowie, parati itong nagsishare kung kailan tayo kikita, kung ano na ang sitwasyon ng kumpanya. At always ko lang sinasagot sa kanya, Nanay, unahin muna natin ang mga tao. And for those people who have been with us for the longest time, alam na alam nila yan. Alam na alam nila yan. We're moving forward in a way far beyond we can all imagine. During the time, we were only thinking of Lapu-Lapu. We were only thinking of Cebu. Then slowly, we have crossed the seas. Little did we know that we are already present in other places. We are not that big yet, but we are already located Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And look at it this way. If you are where you are right now, and you are the only person that starts DPPI in your place, look at it this way. Where will you be when DPPI will grow in your area? Then definitely, you will be on the top. Ulitin ko ha. You may be one sa lugar mo na yan. Sabihin na lang natin, sa Cavite, si Grace lang ang nag-iisa doon. But look at it this way. Ano kaya ang mangyayari kay Grace pagdating ng panahon na lumakay si DPPI sa Cavite? Sana kaya si Grace? Malamang on top. Tingnan natin si Arfie, si Jimbo, si Philrick na nandyan sa Cagayan de Oro, si Ma'am Lucena. You may feel that you are just few in numbers there right now. But look at it this way. When DPPI will grow in your place, where will you be? Then you will be on the top. That is exactly the same thing that happens here when we started the business in Lapu-Lapu. Those few people that started with us, sabi ko sa kanila during that time, one day. Alam nila yan. Always kong sinasabi, one day. Parati lang one day. One day. Minsan nagiging joke na. Kailan ba yung one day, Sir Joe? I always say, one day. One day. One day. At alam mo ano yung nangyari? Yung one day na yon, unti-unti kong nakikita sa mga tao dito sa Lapu-Lapu, sa Cebu, na umaangat ang buhay nila. So nagkatotoo ang one day. Na ngayon, wherever you are right now, you may be in Davao, you may be in Butuan, you may be in Cagayan, you may be in Cavite, you may be in Bulacan, wherever you may be in Bacolod, Dumaguete, Iloilo, Tacloban, Ormoc. Yun yung mga lugar na meron tayong presensya. Pampanga. Where will you be when DPPI will grow in your place? Because when it grow and you'll still be there, it only means one thing. Nasa taas ka. Kasi ikaw ang nagpag-grow sa lugar mo. Hindi ho ako, hindi ho ibang tao, ikaw at ikaw din ang makikinabang yan. Ground floor opportunity po ang tawag po dyan. If you're going to toil a ground, which is a ground floor opportunity, then you will benefit it. Huwag ma-excite kung marami sila doon. But rather, explore a possibility to start somewhere and you're going to cultivate the ground and make it grow. Because pag grow niyan, sure na sure ako, ikaw ang nasa top. Ikaw ang nasa top. Maraming salamat ho sa time na binigay nyo na samahan niyo po ako. Sana ho may natutunan kayo sa gabi na to, no? So, kung may natutunan kayo diyan, pwede kayong mag-comment, no? Para ma-encourage naman ako mag-prepare, no? If may natutunan kayo, you chat it there, no? And bukas may seminar po tayo, morning recruitment seminar. Bitbitin niyo po yung possible na mga recruits nyo. Same pa rin yung mga activity natin sa HAP 2:00, meron din po tayo. Din sa mga BDM yung mga pag may candidate ko po kayo sa mga pagiging BDM, pa-attend niyo po sila 5:00 ng hapon, no? May short orientation po ako doon for the BDM. Okay? So, happy weekend, happy Friday. Enjoy enjoy the weekend with your family, and of course, kasi Sabado usually we take it lightly. Marami hong mga site tour pag Sabado, no? Ingat po kayo. Wear your face mask, face shield, and above all, guys, mag-take naman kayo ng vitamins. No, take kayo ng vitamins, no? Kasi wala pong iba talagang pangbato ng COVID, kundi palakasin niyo lang po yung immune system niyo. Ha? Thank you. God bless you all. Bye-bye.